So, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a... Oh my god, I said hello everybody. It's hello everyone. Jesus, what happened there? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I've got a really exciting video for you. I'm going to be doing a bit of a different one. So it's a how I travel alone, obviously with my friend or whatever, when I'm under 18. So, this has been, like, I am asked this. I get a DM every day at least. And honestly, it's so much more simple than you think, guys. Like, seriously. So I've got 1,000,001 questions to answer for you all, because I thought I would have loved a video like this. So yeah, I just thought I'd help anyone out. So I've travelled alone twice. So once with my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend at the time. So I was 15 and he was 17. So yeah, obviously I was only 15 going on holiday on my own. Yeah, and I just went on holiday when I'm 17 with my best friend Katie. She is 18 though, but yeah, I just thought I'd do some questions because I know a lot of people have some questions, especially about my holiday with my ex, Ellis. I just say Ellis, you'll know his name. So yeah, I'm going to answer some questions, and also how I travelled during COVID, because obviously a lot of people are confused and it's so much easier than you think. Obviously it costs a little bit more right now because of the tests, but other than that it honestly is easy as anything. Like, serious, well, not easy as anything, but yeah, I have loads of questions. Let's just jump straight into it. Right, so what I might do is I might actually explain how we went on holiday. So most places one of you has to just be 16 or over. That's how me and Ellis went. So I was 15, he was 17. Because one of us was over 16, it was fine. Anyway, we booked our holiday to Menorca. So not Majorca or Mallorca, Menorca, the end. And this was last year during when COVID was kind of like, no, you're allowed to travel though, you didn't have to do tests or anything. So we booked it through Jet2. No, that's a lie. No, that isn't a lie. We booked it through Jet2. And basically all we did was on there, when you book a flight, so we booked our flight and a hotel separate, you've got to, if you're under 18 it is easier to book them separate. Don't book a package holiday because you will have to be 18, especially for EasyJet. So book things separately. So you can book flights on Jet2, I'm pretty sure, like on Skyscanner as well, or like most websites you can just be 16, so as long as one of you is 16 that's absolutely fine. Anyway, so my mum rang Jet2 just to make sure, because obviously it was our first time, she wanted to make sure everything was safe and everything, and they were like, yeah, that is absolutely fine. So we said our ages, said where we were going, everything, and they were like, yeah, that's fine, like, don't worry. So we didn't need any parent permission, nothing, like literally nothing, no one, like, there's nothing you need, but just ring to make sure, because especially if you're doing with a different airline they might care. But I'm pretty sure if you go onto Jet2 and book a package holiday, you do have to be 18, so you're going to have to book everything separate. Right, hotel. So a lot of hotels, when you put one adult, one child, so like for example, say you're both 16 and you want to go away, you'll both be an adult in a lot of hotels abroad, because a lot of hotels you only have to be 16 for. So me and Ellis in Menorca stayed in, give me a sec, it's called Prince Hotel La Caleta. So it was a lovely hotel. So Menorca Prince Hotel La Caleta. So that's when we stayed in. We rang them to make sure and they were like, that's absolutely fine, babies. Yeah, they were absolutely fine with it. When we arrived, they didn't even ask about anything. Like nothing, they did not care at all. So obviously it's a lot easier than you think, guys. Like seriously, just don't book a package holiday, book your flights and your hotels completely separately. Like, it'll be easier, trust me. Obviously it might cost a little bit more, actually usually it costs less. Right, yes, that's that. But so that's the first time I've actually travelled without an 18-year-old. That was the only time, because Katie is 18, so we did just book an EasyJet holiday, and as long as one person's 18 for a package holiday, it's absolutely fine. Now I'm going to get on to the questions. So I'm going to be doing like travelling alone questions, COVID at the moment. Okay, so, right. Is it scary going away alone? I'm 16 and want to go away, but I'm nervous. Right, so I think it completely depends who you go with. I felt completely fine. I was 15. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 2 years, so obviously I felt completely fine going with him and safe. Like, that wasn't, like, obviously if I'd only met him recently, it might have been a bit different, but because I had been with him for so long, I literally lived with him. He literally lived with me. So I felt completely fine going, but it definitely all depends who you're going with, like 100%. I wouldn't go until you feel okay with them, because there's nothing worse than being abroad, missing home, wanting your family and feeling anxious because you're not with the right person. So definitely don't bother if you don't have someone that you feel like you can go with alone. Does that make sense? Okay, right, how do you get to drink at 17? So, both my holidays alone, Menorca and Zante, I've been underage. They do not care. Like, I'm being serious, nowhere cares, genuinely. I think obviously if you look like 12, they're not gonna, well, they probably will, honestly, they do not care. So Menorca, we got into a club. I was 15. To be fair, I did look, what are you doing, Roxy? Yeah, and in Zante, nowhere cares. Like, literally no one cares. I'm pretty sure most people are underage. Like, genuinely, nobody cares. We did not get asked for ID once. We didn't even get asked our ages. Nothing, like, at all. So I honestly wouldn't worry. That's everywhere I've been. Zante and Menorca, they didn't care. So I'm pretty sure anywhere abroad they won't care, unless they're like really strict. But yeah, if you've been somewhere and they have ID'd you, comment down below, because I want to know, because I won't be travelling there. Yeah, so honestly they do not care. That's how you drink. And okay, so literally that's most of the questions. How do you get served, everything. That, they just do not care. Right, do you book it in your own name? So book it in the eldest person's name. So anything you book, just book in the oldest person's name. Unless you're both the same age, then just book it in whatever name you want. But yeah, always ring and make sure it's okay first. Are you scared of men hurting you when you travel alone? No, not at all. I honestly, it's not one thing that scares me, because this is gonna sound like so big-headed, but I am a very feisty person. Like, I can fight them off. Not with my hands, with my words. Like, seriously, the amount of time I've been harassed, and I'll just be like, I'll taunt them out of it and they'll just piss off. In Zante, me and Katie just started saying we were lesbians. Well, obviously not, because we both have boyfriends, but they don't care if you have boyfriends. So in the end we were just like, we're lesbians, bye. And they believed it and they just went, because obviously they're not going to get anywhere with us, are they? So yeah, that's some tips. Okay. Do your parents trust you? Yeah, they do. They completely trust me. That's the reason they let me abroad. So obviously when I was 15, they would have never let me go with like Katie, because we're both nutcases together. But because I was with my ex, and obviously he's a boy, he was older than me, so they just trusted me. They were very worried obviously, but they trusted me. And then obviously my holiday with Katie, I'm 17 now, she was 18. It's quite an average age to go away, so yeah, they do definitely trust me. They always have. Okay. You get worried about missing your flight or getting lost in the airport? No. I honestly don't worry about anything anymore. Like, literally, I just think if it happens, it happens. If I get lost in the airport, I'll ask someone. If I miss my flight, I'll get the next one. Like, seriously, you need to all change your mindset, because I have in the past few months, and I'm just thinking, if something happens, it happens. Like, there's no point worrying about it, because anything could happen. You could go outside and get hit by a car, sorry, but you could. Why worry about anything? I got very deep. So no, I don't actually. How do you find the cheapest prices? So I just sit there and compare everything. Why is my dog having sex noises? Whatever. So for plane journeys, if I'm not doing a package holiday, go on Skyscanner. It scans the whole internet, all the flights. So blimmin' cheap. And for hotels, I kind of just like look on Airbnb if I want to find an apartment, or I'll go on booking.com and put lowest to highest, and then when I find one on booking.com I'll type the hotel up and see which website's cheapest, etc. So yeah, that's quite a good tip. Is it scary trying to navigate airports? No. Obviously if you've never been to one with your family and you're going on your own, it's obviously going to be a bit confusing, but if you've obviously been to an airport with your family and didn't have your eyes shut the whole time, you will be able to navigate it. Like, it has signs everywhere, there's people that help you, trust me, it's fine. Is it difficult to fly when you're under 18? Like, is there restrictions and rules on it? No, not at all. There's literally, I'm pretty sure you can fly when you're like 12. I don't know, it's very confusing, but honestly, just ring, and it's so easy to find out because all airlines are different. Obviously, I don't know if the Emirates are going to let a 12-year-old hop on their flight on their own, but you never know. Chip. No. Naughty boy, naughty boy. Do you text your parents? Do your parents text you non-stop or only a bit? My dad don't text because he don't really go on his phone ever. We like ring maybe one, like often, like sometimes. Me and my mum could text all day every day, but only because of me. Like, we do that anyway when we're at home. Like, we could be in the same house and we'll be texting all day. Chip, no, literally all day. Like, we're a bit weird, like, we're a bit attached to each other. Well, I'm attached to her. I just text her constantly, but I do when I'm at home, or if I'm at college, we'll be texting the whole day. Like, literally, I text her more than anybody, and that's my mother. Like, is anyone else like that, or am I just really, really bloody weird? How do you not get scared? I just don't. Like I said, I've had that mindset now. Probably some of my sertralin's fault. My antidepressant. But also, I just changed my mindset recently, and it is so much nicer. I think something just clicked in my brain one day and I just switched off from worrying. Obviously I do still worry, but it's just really nice. Are the COVID tests really expensive? Yes and no. Define really expensive. So a lot of countries you need a PCR test, which are blimmin' expensive, 140 per person. Do you know how ridiculous that is? So I would recommend at the moment, if you don't have a lot of money, try and go to a place which you only need a rapid antigen test. So Greece, there's so many places in Greece, just go to Greece right now. They don't have many rules there. Greece are relaxed AF, trust me, go to Greece. That's why I've just been to Zante and I'm going to Crete with my boyfriend on the 2nd of September. So the antigen tests are like £39. So that's per person, so you get it like straight away, but you need to do that within, so if you choose a PCR test for Greece, you can do that up to 72 hours before, but to do a rapid antigen test, you have to do that 48 hours before, which is fine. There's literally local places to do it everywhere. That mine was like 10 minutes away, and I just did it there, and you get a fit to fly certificate. Make sure it comes with a fit to fly certificate, because that's so, so important. So that's £39, and then you've got to order a day 2 and a day 8 test. This is if you're, by the way, this is if you're not fully vaccinated. If you're fully vaccinated, you don't need anything. You just need a test to come back and a day 2. Pretty sure a day 2. Yeah. So if you're not fully vaccinated like me, because obviously I haven't even been offered, well, I've been offered the first one now. I am going to get it very soon. So yeah, day 2 and day 8. These are like £30 each. Just type up day 2 and 8 tests. Honestly, there's so many on the internet. And then, so you need to order them before you leave for your holiday, because a lot of places ask for proof that you've bought a day 2 and 8 test, which they did when we came back from Zante in the Greek airport. They were like, can you show us proof? And we're like, yeah, we're all prepared. My mum printed it out on the printer. So obviously we showed that. And also you need a test when you go home. So Mallorca, they were like £30 each. So obviously this is sounding very expensive now. It is like 160 probably at the moment extra for tests, all in all, which could be worth it. Like, when you think about it, it's worth it. You get to go abroad. So in Mallorca, there was like booths everywhere, and you just go get your test. They give you your little thing in like 15 minutes. You get that within 24 hours before you go home. And the same as Zante's, and like literally there was a place right next to a hotel that did them. There are places everywhere. Trust me, it's so much easier than you think. So yeah. Okay. What did your mum ask on the phone when ringing up? So she just was like, are you sure we can book? So my child is 15 and her partner's 17. They're going on holiday. Can they book flights with you, Jet2? And they were like, yeah. That's all she literally asked. And she asked if she needed parent permission, if she needed to give me any sort of permission. They were like, no. And then same as the hotel, my mum asked, and they were like, yeah, you only need to be 16. So yeah, if you want to go abroad when you're both 16, or one's under 16, one's over 16, trust me, go to Prince Hotel, La Caleta. And I'm sure loads of other places will do it. Like, That's a big chain of hotels that allowed us there. Okay. Is the airport process the same as when you're with your family and when you're alone? It's so much easier. Like, I'm not being funny, but whose family gets really stressed in the airport? Because mine does. Jesus Christ, I find it so much more chill. I'm just like chilling around the airport like that with my mum and dad. My mum and dad like, I'm thinking just chill. So yeah, it's actually a lot better, unless your family aren't stressful. Okay, would you still travel if your mum didn't sort it out for you? I would, but it would be very difficult. My mum, bless her, does everything. Obviously I pay for it, like, obviously, but yeah, she like prints everything out for me, gets the tests organised, but you can definitely do it by yourself. It's just my mum is a control freak, she has to help. So yeah. Paperwork. So there's literally no paperwork needed. Usually you literally just need your booking, your flight ticket. We usually get it printed out, so I would recommend getting it printed out. It's just so much easier because sometimes you don't get service to like open your emails or whatever. So your boarding pass and your passport, that's all you usually need. However, now, because of the world of COVID, you need your fit to fly certificate / proof of a negative PCR test or rapid antigen test. You need proof that you've bought day 2 and 8 tests. You might not get asked, but just do it just in case, because it's better to be safe than sorry. And you need a passenger locator form. So you can just go on the, like, type up passenger locator form and do like the actual right one. And you fill this out on your, so you fill this out within 24 hours before you go. And you do this on the way back. This is free to do. You just put on it some information, and we got ours printed out just to help us, like, you know, make us feel better. You don't have to, it'll be emailed to you, but yeah, it just feels more organised. So passenger locator form, proof of a negative PCR / antigen, your passport, your boarding pass, proof of day 2 and day 8 test spot. Unless you're fully vaccinated. If you're fully vaccinated, you do not need anything. Well, you just need proof that you're fully vaccinated, like actual substantial proof. Yeah, and you need a passenger locator form still, but that's free, like I said, and you just put on it that you're fully vaccinated. Yeah, so how did you get a tattoo underage? So obviously, like I said, they don't care. I have 2 tattoos. I love them. Okay, it's gonna be right. So I got cheers. No, it's got my mum's come back. Oh my god! Right, wait, there it goes.